She may not take the stand, but the jury still has to evaluate what she is saying. And that brings us to the next question in our investigation. Are Karen Reed's comments trustworthy? Will the jury believe what she is saying? Will they hold it against her? Does she come off sympathetic? Does she come across as someone that's not likable? Here with us, jury consultant, human behavior expert, body language expert, Susan Constantine, and retired police officer after 2 decades, expert in police interviews, suspect body language. He now trains investigators, Dr. Mike McCutcheon. Okay, I'll start with you, Susan. What do you see here from Karen Reed as she's discussing some of the cocktails that night and what was going on?
Well, I think we're going to agree on this with Mike and I, is that duping delight crazy all over the place, right? She's smiling all the time throughout it, and that's a form of minimizing. So she's trying to minimize the seriousness of it, and that's where she's got that the smuggy type of smile that she has. We'll see that oftentimes with her, with the corners just kind of lifting up, but there's also the lips are stretched. So there is some tension behind that. But she's trying to play it off and minimize it. It's no big deal. It's not as severe as you think it is. And she's making it sound like it's almost more playful and more fun. But there's the smiling throughout it really bugs me. I don't think that's going to go over with the jury, and I really would like to hear what Mike has to say. Yeah,
I do too. And Mike, can you give us a quick definition of the duping delight one more time for the folks at home?
So that duping delight, it's an emotional response that a person has because they think that they have successfully conned you, that they have successfully lied. So they give you that, yeah, man, I didn't do it. Because they have that emotional satisfaction of, I got you. And then when you're trying to explain it, like exactly what Susan said, she's like, yeah, man, you know, we're having drinks, and she's like smiling, and it's not a big deal. And Susan, I'm curious what you thought about her hands when you are pointing. That is like, I'm in charge, and she doesn't do that. It's very open, and she has like, oh, I'm just,
anything from her reaction in court, watching herself here? Is anyone seeing anything there?
Well, she certainly is watching, and she's paying attention, because now she's actually seeing herself as she's playing out that moment. So she's quite serious here, and her fact that her eyes are more fixated, she is paying really strong attention to it. I don't think it's a positive one. You can see her corners of her mouth turned down, and also her cheeks are also very flat. So I don't think she thought that was a good performance.
Let's get to...
and if I could...
Go ahead. Go ahead. But we got some more clips we have to play.
Real quick, like she's also looking sideways, like she's looking at it like this. Like she's not like, look, she's kind of turning away from it like, ooh, this hurts. This hurts.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, here's another one of the clips that's been played for this jury.
How did you feel after that many drinks? When you got in the car, did you feel like you could drive, and did you feel
I wouldn't have gotten on the expressway. I wouldn't have gotten on the expressway at 12:15 on January 29th. I mean, it was quiet. The roads were very quiet. You can see it on the videos.
Okay. Anything here, Susan?
Well, she starts off defensive posturing, right? And then she kind of unravels herself, and then she puts her hands back down, and then she does a smiling. What Karen Reed does is that she thinks that she's going to connect with people, have rapport with them, create likability by smiling when she's doing it. But it's not sincere. It's a bit condescending, and she does the contempt eye rolls and everything else, and she, you know, kind of girly little shoulder shrug kind of thing that she does. So she wants to appear likable and approachable.
Let's take a look at another clip, because I want to get through a few of them here. This one has a lot more substance to it in terms of the facts of what happened that night. Here she is on Dateline.
I mean, I didn't think I hit him, but could I have clipped him? Could I have tagged him in the knee and incapacitated him? He didn't look mortally wounded as far as I could see, but could I have done something that knocked him out? And in his drunkenness and in the cold, didn't come to again.
And this would have been the moment you dropped him off at the party.
Yeah, would have had to.
All right, Dr. Mike McCutcheon, your thoughts about that particular clip?
So I'm going to look at just the body language and leave the statement, her statements aside for a minute, because I think her statements are very serious. But the first thing I saw was she just did that, the hair. That is an act of comfort. That is an anxiety-induced behavior to calm yourself. Think of like you're going to give a big speech and you're getting ready to go on stage and you go, okay, I'm ready. She does that. She's obviously not that over-exaggerated of it, but she answers the question, and then that was what she does right off the top. That was the first thing I saw for the body right there. I see that, and I'm like, uh-oh, let's see what we're in for.
Susan, how about you?
Well, I'm going to talk about the language because I know Mike's going to talk about this. He's in statement analysis as well as I am too. There was psychological distancing there. The other thing is called an indirect confession. So she did confess. What she's trying to do is kind of like what OJ did. You know, if I would have committed the murder, right? So I mean, that was not good. Did not play out well. There was deception all over it because she's actually confessing right there. And I think that the viewers need to see that as a confession. Okay,
last thing I want to show you is her in court reacting as Jennifer McCabe testifies. So we're listening to Jennifer McCabe, but we're watching Karen Reed.
There's nothing more than me calling and saying, hey, did they come to your house? That's what we did when the media showed up, when Miss Reed's private investigator showed up. We just give each other the heads up, hey, somebody's coming, because we're just like normal moms. We're not used to this.
And that's helpful in making sure that the stories she tells are consistent with the stories you tell.
Susan?
Yep, confirmation glance, right? She's got to look over to say, hey, did you agree with me there? Anger, dislike, totally. Head, smugness, you know, when the head turns around like that. And she does this in this kind of smirk, smile. It's a combination. It's a multimodal type of expression with anger and disgust and contempt and smugness and arrogance. She's got it all wrapped up in one nice little package, and she disagrees totally what she's hearing there. So what do you think, Mike?
I'm right on board with you. That she's almost has that contempt. You know, it's like that combo where her lips are pursed and one side's up a little bit. She is angry. If you could put a side-by-side between this photo freeze frame and the photo from the clip you played a few minutes ago where she's trying to convince, that is huge. And then this right where she's doing that, like, this is that pacifying behavior. She is not happy of what's being said right here. And she's trying to show her disgust, but also trying to show the jury, like, this is crazy, but she is not happy.
All right. Susan Constantine, thank you so much. Great to see you again. We appreciate your insight.